Alright, so in today's video, I'm going to show you how to use your compass without using all those fancy words like lateral drift or declination or any of those things that just get kind of overwhelming for people that are just starting to use a compass. I'm just going to show you how to not to get lost. And so I got my map here, and I'm going to show you guys how I use my compass so that I don't get lost without all the fancy mumbo jumbo. Stay tuned. Alright, so looking at my map here, the way I use my map is I always find a location that runs the full length of wherever I'm at. So whether it's a trail, a highway, a river, or whatever it is, I make sure that it runs the full length of wherever I'm going to be. So in this case, I'm in site 5 here, and the trail runs north and south along the whole distance there. And so that is to my east. So what I do is I take my compass here and I point it east. I just take my bezel and I make sure that my line up top here that I'm going to walk, my walking line we'll call it, which is right here on the top of the compass, east. And then when I get lost, if something happens and I get lost, I can put the red in the shed. So red is north, black is south. I put the red in the shed. So that little box right there that your needle goes in, I call that the shed. A lot of people call it the doghouse, but I remember it as shed because I put the red in the shed. So I put the red in the shed. Now I'm heading east. So east is this way, which means if I go straight east, I'm going to get to that trail. And then from that trail, I can refine my camp, I can refine signs, I can do whatever it is I need to do because I get back on the trail. Another thing is, so that's my escape route, right? If I don't know where I am, I don't know what I'm doing, I head east. Another thing is I don't head west now. Because what happens is people head west and then they head east to get back to camp and they miss it. They either go to the right of it or the left of it, and then you don't know if you have to go right or left to get to camp, right? And so for me, I only go north and south, right? Or I go north and then west, so that I know that if I head east, I have to make a right-hand turn on the trail to get back to camp. Or if I'm south and I head east, I have to take a left hand to get back to camp. And so I make sure that I know where I am north and south before I head west, right? Another example of that is we'll go to the bottom here because you can see that the trail system goes all the way around, and a lot of people like going into those little pockets where the trail goes all the way around because it's safe and cozy, knowing that any direction you go, you're going to end up back on a trail. And where there's a trail, there's usually people, so you can ask for directions or you can ask for help. And so a lot of people like going into these little pockets where the trail goes all the way around. So a lot of people will start down here, so we'll pretend that this circle here is either camp or your truck or whatever it is. And then they head into the pocket here. And so what I would do, what most people do is they would put their compass, they would set it to south because that's where their truck is or that's where their camp is. They would put it to south. Well, then they go and they explore and they see something and they think they headed straight north. And so when they try to go back straight south, they end up not at their truck or not at camp. And they don't know if they veered off left or if they veered off right. And so they don't know which way they need to turn to go back to camp. So what I would do in that situation is I would look at the map here and I would say, okay, if I got lost inside here, I'm going to head east again. Because if I head east, I'm going to run into that trail and then I know I have to take a right-hand turn to get back to my truck or to camp. Right? Because the trail is going to lead right there. And I always try to make it so that I have to go right. So if I forget which way is the right way, right is always the right way. So that's the way I've always done it. I've always made sure that when I'm looking at my map, I always have my compass faced in a direction so that in case of an emergency, in case I get lost, I can look at my compass, put the red in the shed, head that way, make a right-hand turn, and I'll be back to camp. And so that's a simple, easy way of using your compass. You don't have to know the degrees. You don't have to worry about lateral drift. You don't have to worry about anything. All you need to know is where your trails are and how you're going to utilize those trails with your compass to make sure that you can always get home safe. So, with that being said, make sure to leave any knowledge or questions in that comment section. I know a lot of you guys are big into using compasses and having compasses on you, so make sure to leave that knowledge in that comment section down below. There's a lot of people watching my channel that love to learn new things. I am one of those people that love to learn new things, so I'd love to hear from you in that comment section down below. Then make sure to like and share this video to help spread that knowledge and those ideas to the people we care about most. And as always, don't forget to subscribe. Come join the pack. I have a new video every Sunday and Thursday, and I can't wait to see you on the next one. Thanks, guys.